Hey everyone, it's Sam here, and today we're going to be opening up box number 10 from the Advent. There's not much to hunt for now, it's quite easy. So here we have day number 10, and inside here we have another cute stamp set. So this one here is full of very cute fruit. So I thought I would end the Advent, well not end it because there's a couple more days left, but thought I would add in a stamp set that you can use all year round. And the nice thing about this one is it will coordinate with the arms and legs from the first stamp set. So you can add them to the characters to bring them to life a bit. The dies will work on there. And there's a couple of dies in that set, which some of you might be thinking, wonder what these are for. They will coordinate with a couple of the little stamps here. So you've got your watermelon, pear, apple, and then these two can be any slice, any citrus slice, grapefruit, orange, lemon, lime, any of those. They've all got little faces on them, and then you've got some fun puns. You're the zest to the perfect pear. Happy birthday from us all. You're the apple of my eye. Wishing you a perfect birthday, and I will always pick you. It's a really sweet set. So I'm going to flip the camera around now because I have a lovely card to share with you using the die set from day 2. So a bit more inspiration there, and you can see them all together. So that's just a closer look again at the stamp set. And I've gone ahead and I've just coloured loads. I won't be using all of these, but I just stamp them 4 times each one. I find sometimes when you're colouring, if you're doing a lot of the same images, just batch making them, so stamp them all. And then I coloured all of the watermelons, like the first layer of red, then I went round and done the second layer, and before you know it, you've got loads of images. They're so sweet, and they're a nice size as well. You can just see one of each of those, for example. Really, really cute. So I'm just going to pile those up. Okay. To colour those in, because some of you will ask, these are all of the tri-blends that I use. So for the apple, I used the Collall Extend. For the watermelon, it was the dark red blend with the, was it Alpine? Yeah, I think it was the Alpine green, and that's what I used for the middle of the, in this case, a lime. And then I think I used the light green for the edge. I used the dull green, I think that was just for the bows there. And then I used a mix of like these oranges, which was the gold yellow blend, and the burnt orange for the orange slice there. The bright pink was just for the cheeks, which you can see a little bit. Don't think I used the gold brown in the end. Grey was just to add a little bit of shadow on the white areas. And the light yellow, don't think I used that one. So I want to show you another way to use the die set in day 2, which is this one here. And I have already seen a few of you doing that idea without me even saying anything, which is great because I want you to experiment and yeah, find out for yourself as well other ways to use this set. But for anybody who's not seen that, because again, I'm seeing a lot of that shared in the Facebook group Mixed Up Crafters, and also on Facebook group, but lots of you aren't on Facebook, so you won't see all of that inspiration. Now I've used this inverted scallop, which is from this set here. Now you don't need this, I mean you can still create depth, but you don't need to have an oval aperture. You could, you know, cut a square shape, you could add a circle in here, you could draw around something and cut into it, or just leave it and still create something similar. Also, where I've got acetate in the middle here, you could have vellum if that's something you want. You could also just leave it open. You could have something maybe swinging in the middle of them. There's lots of ways to do this, and again, over the course of the coming months I'll be sharing some more videos on ways to use this. But if you do have the inverted scallops, I do rave about these. I've loved these for probably about the last 18 months that they've had these out, particularly the inverted scallop ones, because I just think they create instant frames which are really nice. If they're available, I will link them in the description box below. But the one that's closest to 4 1/4 by 3 is the one that I found gives you a pretty similar frame all the way around. Okay, I wanted to add a frame into the die set, but we didn't have the room and it wasn't within the budget for the die set shape, so you will have to get a bit creative with that. So you want to cut 2 for each of these, so there's 2 stuck together there. So I'm going to show you how I've created that using these ones. So I've got 2 here, pop them together and take the die that you're going to use to cut. Depending on your machines, my Big Shot does cut through both layers, and this is a 300 GSM cardstock. The key with this die set is you need to double up all the layers so that they wedge together. You want it to all kind of lock in. But if your machine doesn't cut through, what it will do is give a good enough kind of impression on the piece underneath that you'll be able to then just lock the die back in to that piece and run it through. But I want to keep these on top of each other. Put some tape around the sides there if you want, but that's going to be okay. Run that through your machine. Okay, so I can see mine's cut right through, but if yours isn't like a black cut line that you can see through, it might just be an emboss, just like a dent. Just take the die back out. Imagine that's not come out. I know it has, but I'm going to just leave it in there. I'll stick that one behind. If you can hear snoring, it's the dog. Just take your die and just lock it back in and run that through again, and then it will cut perfectly. But this one has cut away nicely. So I'm going to have that one actually on the back because I've just ripped it a little bit there, but you want to be able to stick these together. So if you're not adding acetate, just use a construction glue, so like a Collall or a Beacon 3-in-1, any kind of solvent-based construction glue is what you want, and stick that together. It'd be nice and hard. But I want to put a sheet of acetate in between. There we go. I've already cleaned this and I've just cut it down so it will just fit within the largest one and cover the smallest one. And I'm going to use red tape to stick this down. So I'm just going to run the tape all the way around the frame. Take the backing off. So give your acetate a wipe. I always use a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and then just lay that down. Okay, and then I'm going to add my construction glue now onto this piece, and then just stick those together. Make sure everything's lined up. Okay, and you want to do that twice. You may want to do it 3, 4 or 5 times. There are 5 slots, so 5 panels of depth, let's say. You could also do each one a different size, so you create a tunnel effect. I'm sure I'll do that in another video because it will give a completely different look. But what I'm going to do is, because I want a nice area to write my message on the back, the last one I've just got 2 plain ones together. So whilst they're all drying, you then want to cut 4 of the smallest die, this one here with the 5 slots, 4 of them, and stick 2 together. Okay, so these are, I've done these a while ago now, so they're really strong. And then I've gone for the largest of the other 2, which have just got the 2 little slots there, just the largest one. You could do this one if you want, but I've got the largest one, and again 2 there stuck together and 2 there stuck together. The front one, I want to stamp my sentiment. Just get that stamped. Okay, I'm happy with that. So before we assemble, I want to plan out where I'm going to have my decoration. And I just want you to be able to see a bit of each of them really. So I think what I'm going to do is have kind of a bit of all of them on each one. I kind of like that one, but then I want to be able to see a bit of a different one. So now I'm going to have maybe the lime up there. Remember, there's going to be a gap in between, so it looks quite busy looking down this way, but it will become less busy when it's all upright. Let's have maybe the apple there, so maybe just 2 on that one, and then on this one I might have the watermelon and the pear. And then what I want to do on each one is have a little party hat. They can each wear a little party hat. Remember, you got the arms and legs from the other set as well if you want to add them. Put a little party hat on that one. You've got the presents as well, so I might just have them floating in between. And then obviously that's going to be at the very front there. And then you've also got the sprinkles, so you could add the little stars and the hearts in any of the space there as well. But first I'm going to get this all stuck down, and then we can put the base together. So I've stuck everything down. I've still got a nice amount left there, which I'll use on another project. So that's my back layer. Then I've got that layer, which is going to go in front, and then that layer in front again. And then with the sentiment, I've added those 2, which are very cute, and that's to go on the back. So for anybody who may not have watched the first one, I would have thought you have, but if not, your 2 with the 5 slots, they go left and right, and then start off. To be honest, once you've got them, it's up to you what ones you have. Oh, now there's a little lesson. Don't put that down. Might have to decorate that one. You don't want it obviously stopping. See, that's okay. It's got to be flush with the bottom. That pear is just in the right place. Otherwise, yeah, it's not going to work. But you want this to all wedge in. Needs to lock in nicely. And then this one is going to go on the next one. And then this one in the middle. And then this one on the back, or the fourth slot. And then this one on the very back. And then you should have a nice gap between each one. You should be able to pick the whole thing up and it all stay together. And then I might have to just move a little bit of foam. I'm going to put now just above and just reposition that. There we go, that's better. And then the lovely thing about this is the whole thing will fold flat like so. And this, when it's on its own, it will go in a 5x7 envelope. But because we've added some more, it's a little bit deeper. So you've got 5. I mean, yeah, probably it's 5 1/4 will go in, but I would do 5 1/2 by still be 7 will be fine. So I hope you've enjoyed this card idea from me today, and it's given you some more inspiration on ways to use the die set. And I'll be back again tomorrow. Take care.